There's a reason the majority of most businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years, and those that move past that initial threshold are on a very slow upward build, right? So they may, those business owners may increase their income here and there. They might scale a little, but typically I see most entrepreneurs and business owners puttering out around that 6-figure mark. And as someone who has had the joy of building 4 different businesses and scaling them to multiple 6 and 7 figures in part-time hours, this actually is not surprising to me, because majority of people are playing within the confines of the old paradigm of business, right? Where we are trading time for money. We are in overproduction. We're actually working harder, but we're not creating better results. And the reason why I've been able to build 4 businesses and scale to multiple 7 figures and multiple 6 figures in part-time hours is because I don't play according to those rules. And this is now my life's work, is teaching other people to play outside of those rules as well. I've always been a bit of a rule breaker. And so what rule am I talking about here that I am breaking the most? I would say that this is playing a linear game, right? It is playing a linear game of cause and effect. And when you're playing a linear game in business, this means you have to try many things before you hit what works, right? And so I'm going to try a little bit of that, then I'm going to try this. And pretty soon you're actually just in this holding pattern of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what's going to stick. And I broke that rule by going, I am actually not going to look to the outside world to validate my business or my business plan. Instead, I'm going to go internally. This is where the business was born originally. And so why would I be blessed and given and gifted this vision of purpose and of work, and then begin looking to the outside world to direct me in how to do it. So I follow only my intuition. That is it, because intuition is the language that source consciousness uses. And so it cannot ever be wrong. And so when I look at why I have been able to scale to a multiple 7-figure business in such a short amount of time, it's because I'm not playing in the rules of time. I'm not playing linear. I'm checking in with my intuition always. That is the only place in which I make a decision from. I don't make a decision from the logic. The time I use my logic is when I have made an intuitive decision, and then I take action in the embodied physical self, and my mind is working at that point. But my mind is working based off of directions and commands given from my highest self, from my soul self, through intuition. Now, most people are stuck in listening to their humanness, listening to their mind, telling them how to do business. It's why you see them bounce from program to program in this new offer and that new offer, but they aren't grounding in with actual results. And it also takes them longer, right? Because guess what? When you have an intuitive inkling, you're not processing for days. You're just not. And as a CEO, I have fast, decisive decisions that need to be made today. And in order for me to continue to expanding my capacity to hold success, to hold leadership, to hold being able to guide others in this space, I can't be sitting around processing every single thing, doing pros and cons and that sort of thing. And so I am fully in trust of life and of source. This is not just me. This is why my clients come to me too. You can take Jillian for an example, who had been a realtor for decades, and she was not being able to get past that original 6 figures. We began working together, and within a year, she exploded into a luxury realtor in the Dallas area. And by the end of our time together, she had increased her income by 250%. She had bought her luxury house. Luxury was a code for her, right? So she bought her luxury dream home. She met the love of her life. And all of this happened rapidly because she quit working according to the way every other realtor was working and doing all of the average strategies. And we sunk into her inner knowing. Now, the way I work with my clients is originally I'm the one tapping in and tuning in for them. I'm giving intuitive readings, and we are creating simple strategies that your business can use to scale to multiple 6 to 7 figures. I especially support those who are wanting to generate $500K in 3 hours a day or less. And this originally begins with me tapping in and tuning in for you, right? I'm reading your energetic grid. We are discovering what your natural rhythm is, and we're realigning your system to your natural rhythm, not to the 9 to 5 anymore, right? And then we're also restructuring your business to its natural rhythm, because your business is an entity. It is a spirit. It has its own soul and its own mission. And so we want you and your business collaborating nicely. So the way that I begin is I begin tuning in and doing readings for my clients. And then we start really building their own intuitive muscle. We're all born with it. And what this does is it helps you make decisions in a nanosecond that you can trust, right? Versus so many business owners out there, they're pro and conning it, they're him and hawing it, they're spinning their wheels. I know someone who is really slow with their actions. They'll have the drop in, right? They'll have the drop in, they know what is best for them, and then it takes them weeks or months to take action. And this particular person has really struggled with gaining traction in their business. Whereas when I think of D and E, who were dear clients of mine, and they were willing to just go in, right? They're like, I'm ready for it. Like, let me just fall into the abyss of source consciousness and intuition. And we took their business from generating $0 a month. They had a fabulous vision, but they were at $0 a month to within 4 months, they were making consistent $20,000 to $30,000 a month. $30,000 a month. And within 10 months, because they were so malleable, they were so coachable, they were so trusting of intuition, they generated $400,000 within 10 months. Now, this is really common in my space. These are not actually income claims. These are true stories of my clients, right? D&E that were able to generate nearly 400K in just 10 months. Jillian, who was able to take her income and 250 times that, right? Or I'm sorry, she increased it by 250%. So more than doubled, nearly tripled her income. What would your life look like if you could trust the flow of life? If you could collapse time and stop playing a linear game in your business and begin to play a quantum game, the way that I have, the way that my clients do. I have no doubt in my mind. I know that you would have far greater results in your business, both tangibly, income related, visibility, but also fulfillment and joy. So if you haven't taken me up on my offer yet to have an intuitive business consultation, I encourage you to do that, where we get to dive in, we get to look at what you're doing right now in business and how much faster and more enjoyable that can be when we align you with intuition and restructure the business to work according to your natural rhythm and not you working for your business. You can find that link below or within the email, wherever the heck you're catching this video today. Bye for now.